Satnam. I've been asked by a very inspirational lady just to give out some tips on what can we do when we feel stuck. Now, feeling stuck, of course, has many varieties and versions of it, and so does the idea of getting unstuck. We have various potential ways of looking at it. There's the ego point of view, and then there's the spiritual growth side of view. But let me just go into a simple response. I've just taught yoga and I'm about to go and have some yummy laksa. And I thought I would just make a little video on this for her and anybody else that feels stuck. First of all, as we know, and as she knows too, being stuck has a purpose. It's not something that should be ignored. It's something that has a place. And to find out what that is really powerful first. So one thing to do is to journal about it, because when we journal, we can focus more on what's actually important, what is in our unconscious awareness, and we're not so overwhelmed by all the theories that we tend to create and all the beliefs that we've bought into. So what could be the benefit in being stuck? It's a good thing to contemplate. First, what are the gifts of getting stuck? What could I do while I'm stuck that is serving me right now? Often when we are realizing that we are strong manifestors, which we all are, it can manifest in a very peculiar way. You might be asking for, I need a break, or I really have had enough of something. And then the universe will cause a pause button to appear. It will cause an opportunity for you to stop and reassess your direction. So seeing that can be very useful. What have I been asking for? Because we all know everyone's a manifestor, and we are constantly manifesting with our thoughts and our beliefs, and with more so even with our unconscious beliefs. So if I were to know, why would I ask for this pause or for this stuck moment? What would it be? Write that down, post a video. Your participation will really help. You'll get a lot out of it, because we are already inundated with a lot of information in life. And so much so it's impossible to cope with and to even know, what am I going to listen to? So when you hear something and it resonates, do the work with it, and then you can move through it. And you may never have to hear that again. You will never have to think about, why am I stuck, for the next few months. You can really create a shift and be empowered by that. So writing those questions down can really help, and really becoming aware of the purpose of it, because that means that the lesson doesn't have to come again. Once we learn the lesson, it doesn't have to repeat, just like relationships. If we learn what we need to learn from that relationship, then the next one will not have those same challenges, because we've passed the test and we vibrationally have shifted. So the other thing is, so it's becoming aware of what you've asked on some level. What has been my inner talk? What has been my, when I talk to girlfriends, or when I talk to myself, or when I'm journaling, what has been something that I've been complaining about or feeling? Being stuck usually is a beautiful thing if it's not for too long, according to our, definition of what long is. But, it can be an incubation period. It can be a time to realize, like the caterpillar, it's cocooning and growing and getting ready to fly and to open its wings. So there might be very good reasons why you are meant to go inwards, maybe have more beach walks, maybe be confident in that stuck place, because it's probably filled with routine on some level, and that means you don't have to focus so much on it. If it's draining, it's a different story. Then the more fast you get out of it, the better, in a sense, unless you need it for something. If something is draining you every single day, then it's important to realize, why am I stuck? Is it because I feel I need security? Is it because I'm afraid I'm not good enough to get something better? And the moment you release those blocks, because you realize them and you've journaled them and you changed your mindset, which is easy to do, and I can help you with that as well. It's not difficult. The more you do that, the more you will naturally straight away attract other things. Like one lady at yoga was sharing, she wants to change jobs, and but that's all she put out. And so now she got 3 job offers, all of which she's not really that into, and they all draw on a different aspect of her. And I said, that's perfect. Well, you have manifested because you want a new job. So here's a new jobs. Now you think more deeply exactly about what kind of job you want, what kind of boss, how much freedom, how much money, who are the people you're working with, what is the location, really, how far do you want to drive, all these kinds of things. And how much flexibility do you have? Do they really honor who you are? Blah, 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 blah. Everything. Write it down, because when you write it down, you're pulling it out of that mosh pit of thinking, and you're really starting to manifest with that. Journaling is powerful. When it's just a random thought amongst many other thoughts, it's not as powerful. You have to take it out, crystallize that thought. Yes, I align with that. Look at it. Really, really big stuff. That's really working with your unconscious mind. That's really pulling out stuff and drawing attention to it. I would wave my arms around, but I'm holding the camera because this is just a cool spot to do a video now. I like to flow with that. So yeah, you will feel vibrant, you will feel aligned just visualizing those things, just writing them down. You will elevate your energy, and then while you're stuck, start to prepare for the unsticking. While you're in that place, start to make choices and start to write down actions that you need to take and how you need to present yourself to be in that next situation. Look at everything though. When we look at, for example, the way I coach people is we do look at the ecology of it as well. And that's kind of common sense, but sometimes we forget when we're stressing out. But you want to look at how does it affect my family life, these choices? How does it affect my relationship with myself, with my partner, with the world? How is my physical state to be able to really uphold the change that I want? Am I preparing? Am I starting to, eat healthier so that I can up level to meet a career that's more up leveled or a relationship that's more up leveled? How am I actually presenting myself? Now, that's all part of it, and maybe why we're stuck, so that you can prepare. It's like before you go on a holiday, you don't just, some people do, you don't just buy a ticket and get on the flight tomorrow. Usually you look where you want to go, and then you prepare your wardrobe and your accommodation to some degree, and the people you might want to take or where you want to visit. And it's a bit like that. It's like another journey. It's a new chapter. So there's so much I could say. Like, another thing I could say is that, celebrate the ending of what it is. Celebrate the thing that's keeping you stuck. Feel gratitude for that. So feel the gratitude and the good things that came out of the situation, and really list that, because that means you've learned it and you've seen it, and you're celebrating it, and you are able to let go and lift higher. So getting unstuck also means finding out, your priorities, and are they from your heart center, from your soul, or are they something that your parents have kind of imbued? Most of you are not like that, but is it something that your parents always wanted to see, and hence you're trying to manifest something, and so unconsciously you're holding it back because you don't want that, someone else wants that for you? Lots of contemplations like that, and I really do help you with this, and I'll try definitely to post more information on that in my Instagram and Facebook and my blog on my Kundalini Yoga website. I'm also on inspiredmatrix.com, where I have YouTubes on this kind of thing, and more coming, and questions like that from that amazing lady. They just inspire me. I need to hear the feedback. It totally motivates me to sit here instead of going off and slurping my delicious laksa in Madame Wu, which I really, really like, in Norwood on the parade, and doing this. I'm excited by this. I'm excited to know that if I can share some of the things that I have learned and that I know work, and that might work for you if you apply them. If you don't apply them, of course, then you're not ready, or you need to do something different. I don't know what your life journey is about. Sometimes we are stuck because it's a certain patch in our life which is about being stuck and having to just keep quiet a little bit and just waiting. It's a bit like a certain season that can happen, and that doesn't mean we surrender to that. I don't believe that it means that we just go, oh well, but it means also flowing with the awareness and knowing it's just a bit more of a heavy patch, and being very forgiving of yourself and the patch, and finding the beauty in it, the incubation period, we could call it. And it's really goes right back to being with what is. And often I teach this in meditation and in my classes and in my one-on-ones. When you can be with what is first, you can meet this moment, which is already in the past, in essence, and without that resistance, it's like you're not locked into it. You're accepting it. You're open. You're seeing it. You can then move forward. So often when we're stuck, we are upset about being stuck, and that keeps us even more stuck. You know how it is. And, it's kind of cute and natural. But noticing that is also interesting. Noticing, I have this feeling of being stuck. I'm feeling it. I really feel it. And I feel my soul wants to take me further. My soul, my being, my heart, my everything wants to go forward. So can I just feel this? Can I just accept it for now? Maybe I'm supposed to make friends with this being stuck first, so that then the polarity of feeling free can really blossom. Because when we talk about our different aspects of self, we have to kind of embrace polarity. Especially as we raise our frequency, we're not just one thing, we're multidimensional, and we're here for a spiritual journey and a heart journey, and then our ego comes in and out, and that's all part of the perfect experience. And so, I could talk about this for hours actually, but I hope that this helps, and I hope that you've written some things down, and if not, listen to it again. And pick on the things for yourself that suit you. Things that made you go, "Ooh, yeah," or "Hey, yes," or "Hey, I knew that, but now I really am never going to question this again." Because the journey is different for everyone. I honor everybody's uniqueness. I honor everybody has a different amazing mind, a different amazing soul. And all I can do is come from as many dimensions as possible. Like noticing, how do you breathe when you think about being stuck, and can you feel stuck and still consciously breathe, or is your breathing stuck too? So much is related to how we breathe, and observing that pattern and changing it changes the brain chemistry and your thinking pattern. How amazing is that? I just love it. And being a yogi and being a scientist and having really questioned life all the time, I've been an observer since childhood, and wondering why people do this, and how is the mind really working, and how does that really serve someone, and noticing the unconscious and the conscious, and noticing the placebo effect, noticing people say things one way and do something different, and why would they do that, and all these things that have just made me super curious all my life. And literally, I'm a super annoyingly curious person, but this is what you need to be able to excavate things. And I've made that my passion. I study people that are successful. I study people that talk about this. I've observed how my children are developing as they become adults. I've seen how amazing teachers interact with them and how the less successful ones are. I see the different phases in life, and I find it fascinating, and I'm really into human potential. So that's why, I'm also working on myself all the time, expanding and embracing that I haven't even begun to realize how incredible the presence is in me. And I'm so ready. I'm so ready to keep going, and not just for myself, but for all of us, for humanity, and for this journey that we're all on, and to share it, and to really live the ultimate truth. Because the ultimate truth, I know, is absolutely peaceful and stunning and vibrant, and there's absolutely no limitation to that except our mind and our belief system, and literally, we could call that our program. It's just amazing, honestly. They were just looking at me because I'm talking to myself or to my phone, and I just thought, okay. So I'm going to leave it at that and have my soup, but I hope you enjoyed. I would love to hear your comments. I'd love to ask me what you want me to talk about next, or maybe break something down to more detail. I'm just so excited, and I have to just be careful I don't use this to procrastinate my PhD, which is on sleeping and the breath, and I'm super loving that. I'm really, really grateful and loving that. It's just a matter of constantly finding that balance to fulfill all those different aspects of my life, and to have a good sleep at the end of it, and feel very satisfied each day. Each day is a perfect life journey on its own, and each day is full of beauty and light and opportunity. And tell people that you love them, love yourself most of all. Do something that makes you feel amazing, so that your frequency is high. And today in class we did the aura cleansing, and it was amazing. We worked with the 7th light body of consciousness, which we call the electromagnetic field in the West, or the aura. And this really speaks. This is your radiance. This is your presence. And we need to know how to clear it, because we pick up stuff from previous lovers, from environments, especially from work. If we're in a hospital or such a situation where there is a lot of grief and people even pass over, they can attach to our field. And especially when we're loving and open and compassionate. And so we need to know how to clear that again. It's not hard, it's easy. So I love teaching it. I love seeing people shine, and I'm just in love with life. And yes, I have moments where I feel more tired and others where I feel more alive. And that's just like everything. We don't expect that the ocean is the same all the time. These polarities are powerful, going inwards, going outwards, having a day which is more quiet, having a day which is full of amazingness and energy and pushing forward, and going back inwards, and feeling a disconnect and feeling a connect, and what am I going to do with that, and meeting those different dimensions. It's incredible. Being a nurturing mother, or feeling completely like I'm just here having soup, and I feel completely immersed in my own space. I feel like I'm completely present and nothing else exists except me and that soup right now, and whatever people are around me. It's just incredible. And I wish you all the best in enjoying that, enjoying everything. There's no escape from anything. There is just this moment, and we don't spiritually bypass. We don't say it's all good, because it's not all good. Unless we know that it's all a higher purpose, let's not say it's all good when we're not enjoying it. Let's say we don't enjoy this thing. That's healthy. It's healthy to navigate and use that to choose differently, and to feel that, well, I'm not really liking this, and I'm allowed to express that, and I'm allowed to navigate. It's like you're going to a smorgasbord of food and you're saying, oh, it's all good. But, well, yeah, maybe, but you need to choose. Otherwise, you either eat too much or things that aren't really great for your body. Life is full of that, full of little smorgasbords 24/7. So I must stop, because I'm getting really into it. Feel free to comment, feel free to subscribe. I would love, love, love your feedback. I would love your subscription on my YouTube channel, really, truly, deeply. It would just make me even more inspired. And tell me what you need, what you love, what you don't love, all of it. Have a great afternoon, evening, morning, whenever you're watching this. Ciao.